Hey everybody, I'm Brady.
And I'm Matt, and we have decided to do a podcast presentation on labels in the United States.
Yeah, we did it. We did a little bit of research about belonging and how that ties in with labels and demeaning language that can be used as labels and stuff like that. And this was the what we thought was the best couple of minutes for it from it. So take a look.
Stop,
Hmm.
and people saying, I don't want to change.
Exactly, and a lot of them stem from the one that comes to mind, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say it, but the R slur, um, is it used to be used as a medical term. A lot of people growing up, it was a medical term. That's how it was mental, mental retardation was what the diagnosis was called by
Yeah,
doctors. And so a lot of people grew up knowing that, and now it's been flipped into a word that is very demeaning, and
yeah,
it is very mean to people who are neurodivergent. I have a little sister who has Asperger's, and so a lot of her life she's been growing up and heard a lot of these words from, unfortunately. Um, but she's pretty strong. She's able to fight that, but a lot of people aren't. A lot of people aren't able
yeah.
to
And
overcome that.
and
And
that's what leads to those like events of, sadly, like people taking their own lives, or
mhm.
those drastic things where they fall into these pits of depression and stuff. Like another prime example is honestly the entire LGBTQ community.
Mhm.
What they go through, like literally just by a woman saying
On
I'm a lesbian, they are instantly just thrown into this category where it's like, you're different, I
mhm.
don't accept you.
Yes.
And
Yep.
it's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, and it goes both ways for men and women. It can be extremely tough for both groups. And I personally can't. I'm not necessarily in those communities, and I can't talk for them directly. But I can infer, from
Yes,
what
of
we've heard.
course.
And yeah, I mean, some of the thing, and the worst part is it's not just your average everyday person saying these things. It's government officials going up and taking a stand and saying we cannot allow gay marriage. It's people going up and
Yeah.
talking to
And
the
the laws and
masses.
policies getting
Hmm.
put in place as well.
Exactly. And then these people are real thinking they're seeing these government officials saying this stuff, and they're going, "Oh man, that guy's high in power. That guy has a lot of power. That guy has a lot of money. He has a lot of influence. He must be right." And they're buying into these ideologies, and really, I mean, it's terrible the way
And
it's the homophobic slurs that they're saying, and the homophobia that's being bred by these people saying these slurs.
it's
Yeah.
just these traditions that get passed down to families and stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
like there's no way to phase it out because we're having, the eighth kid of the McCollin line or whatever is bred after their father and their father's father and everything, with this is how you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
act, and they're going to follow it, like compared to someone else who grew up in a different environment entirely and
Mm-hmm.
has different social values.
Yes.
It's that expression, arguing with a crazy person, but it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stand there and have a conversation with someone if they're not willing to open up.
Yeah.
If they're too closed off, there's no you can have all the facts and reasoning behind it,
but you're
but it
talking
doesn't matter.
but you're talking to a brick wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.